as Senator Katie Britt has described in graphic detail, quote, the border is a, quote, American nightmare, and Joe Biden is to blame. Take a look.
One of the things that you touched on at the very beginning is that Democrats say we have no solutions. I guarantee you, if you take a look at this group up here, we have put forth solution after solution after solution. We walked through and we got to hear women tell us their story, and their stories are brutalizing. And to Senator Cruz's point, if you're not telling it, that's on you. Because when a woman sits there and she tells you not just about being raped, but how many times a day she's raped, when she tells you about having to lay in that bed while they come in and out and in and out, it's disgusting and it's despicable. Folks, you look at the number of people that have died at the border because Joe Biden has made it more and more enticing to come here. Make no mistake, this is a result of failed policies. We could fix this. We can't throw money at this and fix it. We have to actually change the policies.
All right, joining us now with more, Alabama Senator Katie Britt is with us. Very passionate senator. Good for you. I know Alabama is being impacted by this as well. Every state is now a border state. And the question is, there is no appetite in this administration to even acknowledge the simple, basic, fundamental truth that you were correctly laying out there. You know, how do you possibly change the policies if you can't even get the people to talk about it?
Sean, well, thank you for having me on, and thank you for bringing attention to this. It is critically important that we drill down and we make President Biden and this administration deal with the facts. And to your point about not being able to get him to address it, we can't even get Secretary Mayorkas to call this a crisis. Now, if you look back under Obama, Secretary Jay Johnson said if we have 1,000 encounters a day, 1,000, that is a crisis. We are now on average having 10,000 people cross a day. And do you know who Secretary Johnson's deputy was? It was now Secretary Mayorkas. We had him in front of Homeland Security Appropriations, and he wouldn't even admit to that. We have got to make this administration face the facts, and stories like I heard at the border are what he needs to hear. The problem you have, though, Sean, is I went to the border 3 times my first 2 months in office because Senator Blackburn, Senator Ernst, and Senator Cornyn said you've got to see this and hear it for yourself. Unfortunately, in President Biden's 2.5 years plus in office, he's only been to the border 3 hours. So you can tell where his priorities are. His priorities need to be with keeping Americans safe and ending this disgusting and despicable humanitarian crisis we see happening on our border every single day.
Okay, so we need to know this. Well, considering the level of lies, the border's closed. I could play a montage. The border's closed, border's closed, border's secure, border's secure. Karine Jean-Pierre yesterday. No president in history has ever done more to secure the border than Joe Biden. Just flat out blatant lies. So my question is, you know, what should be the Republican response? Should they defund the salary of the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas? Should they impeach him? You know, I don't think you'll get a conviction in the Senate. Something's got to be done when we're being flat out lied to. And in many of these cases, Senator, they are lying under oath. Not only just lying to the media, lying to the American people, but they go before Congress. Last time I checked, it's a crime to lie before Congress, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And you're exactly right. I think continuing to bring attention to this when we are talking about the real face of this crisis, Sean, I mean, we're talking about the woman that sat across from me and told me about being raped. And it wasn't that she was just raped. It was how many times a day she was raped. I sat across from a mom, too, who told me about a 6-year-old little girl, her little girl, who went outside to play, who never came home. They're not facing the facts, and that is children across Mexico are being stolen every single day because the asylum laws that President Biden has in place right now allow for exceptions if you have children with you. Those kinds of things are disgusting. Sean, we're seeing those children be recycled and recycled to help people more quickly enter our nation.
All right. Senator, appreciate your passion, your concern. You're 100% right, and we better get a hold of this and like yesterday. Thank you for being with us.